They'll tell you the most dangerous thing you can do to a woman is cheat on her. They'll warn you that if you ever betray her trust, it'll leave scars she'll never forget. But that's not the truth. It's not leaving her for someone younger. It's not ghosting her without a word. It's not even breaking her heart. The most dangerous thing a man can ever do to a woman is nothing. Not anger. Not begging. Not trying to prove yourself. Nothing. Because nothing forces her to hear the loudest sound in the world, her own thoughts. When a man refuses to react, when he gives no explanation, no argument, no desperate attempt to win her over, he leaves her alone with herself. And that silence is unbearable. If she has ever doubted you, disrespected you, tested you, or wronged you, silence is the only response she cannot twist, cannot argue with, and cannot forget. And here's the key, it isn't just about punishing her. It's about something far greater. It's about power. Not the shallow power of manipulation, but the deep, immovable power of a man who has mastered himself. That is Stoic power. The truth is, the most dangerous man is not the one who shouts, not the one who chases, and not the one who tries to prove his worth. The most dangerous man is the one who controls himself so completely that his presence is valuable, and his absence is even more powerful. A man who has purpose, discipline, and vision doesn't need to argue or prove a point. His life itself is the proof. And when a man lives like this, when he no longer seeks constant reassurance, when her approval no longer dictates his mood, he becomes untouchable. Women can resist charm. They can resist gifts. They can even resist a man's love. They can survive heartbreak. But what they cannot survive is a man they cannot predict. A man they cannot control. A man who smiles even when she withholds affection, who remains steady even when she tests him, who doesn't bend his emotions to her moods. That's the man who lingers in her mind forever. That's the man she cannot forget. Because women are drawn not to the men they can control, but to the men who stand firmly beyond their control. And that's why silence is so powerful. In Stoicism, attention is everything. It is your kingdom, your throne. The moment you hand it out freely, the moment you let someone dictate where your energy flows, you've already surrendered. But when you guard your attention like it's gold, when you give it only with intention, it becomes irresistible. Silence is what makes her imagination your greatest weapon. Because here's the truth, the human mind hates a vacuum. When you don't explain yourself, when you don't chase, when you don't fill in the blanks, her imagination will do the work for you. And her imagination will always create a story bigger, scarier, and more powerful than reality. So how do you master this? The first step is controlled silence. This is not ghosting. This is not petty manipulation. This is not disappearing just to make her anxious. Controlled silence means no chasing, no desperate "did I do something wrong?" texts, no begging for attention. It means you don't give her certainty to relax into, you give her space to wonder. It means you're calm, composed, and comfortable with letting the silence stretch, because you know the longer it lasts, the more powerful it becomes. The second step is boundaries and patience. Every minute you're not speaking to her, every moment you're not trying to win her back, should be spent building yourself. Work on your body, your mind, your craft, your business, your mission. Build something she cannot compete with, your purpose. Because when a man's life is full, when he is busy chasing something greater than her validation, his absence becomes heavy. It becomes meaningful. And here's the paradox, the less you chase, the more she begins to chase you. This is not passive. This is not weakness. These are deliberate acts of strength. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. And when you realize this, you understand that silence is not about controlling her, it's about mastering yourself. And when you master yourself, when you no longer react emotionally, when you no longer give away your power so cheaply, you become the kind of man who commands respect without ever asking for it. So what happens when you practice this? The outcome is simple but powerful. She begins to feel the loss of something she once took for granted, your attention. She begins to question her choices. She starts offering more of herself, not because she has to, but because she wants to win back what slipped away. And here's the best part, you're not doing this for her. You're doing this for you. For your peace, your dignity, your sanity. Because a man who masters silence isn't trying to punish anyone, he's protecting himself. And here's a truth few men realize. A woman can handle losing your love. She can cry, she can hurt, she can move on. But what she cannot handle is losing your respect. She cannot handle losing the ability to shift your emotions. She cannot handle facing a man who no longer dances to her moods. That's the wound that never heals. And deep down, every woman knows this truth: a man she cannot control is a man she cannot forget. A man's silence is the loudest answer he can ever give, because it says, "My world spins with or without you." It says, "I am in control of myself, my emotions, and my life." That is the essence of Stoic power. That is the strength of a man who no longer needs to prove, explain, or justify. Silence is not emptiness, it's authority. So remember this: stay calm. Stay disciplined. Stay stoic. Because when you master the art of silence, you master yourself. And when you master yourself, you become unforgettable.